Chosen one, the money has now moved. It's coming your way. There comes a moment when the tide of the unseen world turns in your favor, not by chance, not by luck, but by a divine orchestration so exact that not even the smallest detail is misplaced. And now, chosen one, that moment is here. The realm that once seemed silent has shifted. The atmosphere that once held your name in waiting has spoken. The great movement has occurred. The money has now moved, and it's coming your way. You were not overlooked. You were not forgotten. You were held in a sacred place, suspended in divine patience, until the moment matched your readiness. And now, the heavens are delivering what was spoken over your life before your birth. You are not chasing money. It is finally chasing you. Watch this video until the end. Something sacred is unfolding here. And write your warmest wishes in the comments below and write the number 99. This is not just a number. It is a signal to the universe. A frequency encoded in alignment. A message that your soul is in full agreement with the overflow that is coming. Wishes, when released with intention and belief, echo through the spiritual corridors of the universe and return not empty, but full of the very abundance you dared to believe in. Now, chosen one, press the hype button and like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. It was never about what was seen. It was about what was being spoken in secret. All the while you were moving through days of lack, uncertainty, and silence, God was moving in ways your eyes could not comprehend. What felt like delay was actually divine arrangement. What looked like rejection was strategic redirection. What appeared to be loss was a disguised preparation. And now, the veil has lifted. The sacred scroll has unrolled. The time-stamped transfer of wealth has been set into motion. It has moved. Not to another. Not to the undeserving. But to the one whose soul has been refined by fire. Whose spirit has been faithful even in the shadows. Many don't know what you've endured to get here. The nights where the only sound was your own heartbeat, still beating even when your world felt like it had stopped. The moments where all logic said you should give up, but something eternal, kept pulling you forward. That something was God. Not the idea of God. Not the distant whisper of God, but the intimate, intentional, ever-present orchestration of God who assigned you to be here at this exact hour. Because you were not chosen for ease. You were chosen for fulfillment, for arrival, for the divine move that stuns the watchers and rewards the faithful. And now, the watchers will watch again. But this time, they will see a different scene. Because the stage has changed. The script has flipped. The vault that held back what was always yours has been unlocked. This was never just about financial gain. This was about alignment. And now that alignment has arrived, the abundance follows. You've already shifted realms internally. Your thoughts no longer dwell on what you lack. Your energy is no longer wasted on fear. Your voice no longer trembles at the sight of delay. Because somewhere deep in your soul, you know. You just know. The money has moved. The accounts you could not see have registered your name. The gates you could not open have been opened by unseen hands. The opportunities you couldn't access have been sent out looking for you. This is not about hustle. This is not about grinding harder or chasing what others have. This is about divine magnetism. What belongs to you has been spiritually coded with your frequency, and now it has recognized its home. It's not being held in negotiation. It's not stuck in spiritual customs. It has cleared all the checkpoints. It is en route to you, because God said so. And when God says it, nothing can delay it. No system, no sabotage, no betrayal, no misstep. When God authorizes a transfer, it moves. Not with confusion, not with hesitation, but with the full force of heaven behind it. And this, chosen one, is what is happening right now. There has been a transaction in the spiritual realm. A heavenly deposit has been dispatched. The funds were never lost. They were stored, protected, and now they are being released into your atmosphere. The atmosphere around you is no longer what it used to be. You've felt it. You've sensed the stirring. You've noticed how things around you have shifted, subtly, but undeniably. It started with your spirit. Then your environment began to respond. Doors that remained shut for years are now unlocking effortlessly. People you never imagined are reaching out. Ideas are forming in rapid succession. And above all, the peace within you has grown louder than the noise around you. Because money responds to peace. Wealth recognizes stability. And now that your soul has stabilized in truth, the blessings can find their way to you without obstruction. You don't need to chase down what is meant for you. The wealth is magnetized to you because you've become the kind of vessel that can hold it. And what a vessel you are. A living testimony of endurance. A silent warrior of faith. A chosen vessel in a time when many have lost sight of divine timing. You held your ground while others ran after illusions. You stood still when others moved in fear. And because of this, the money that has now moved is bringing with it more than paper. It carries legacy. It carries assignments. It carries prophetic fulfillment. You won't just receive what you need. You'll carry what changes lives. You'll overflow so those connected to you rise as well. This is wealth with purpose, riches with reason, prosperity with placement. You are not simply being blessed. You are being positioned. Positioned to receive, yes, but also to channel, to uplift, to disrupt cycles of poverty with the evidence of divine order. This is not karma. This is not manifestation detached from source. This is God. Moving resources into your hands because He knows you will honor the flow. You won't hoard what arrives. You won't misuse what's been assigned. You've proven that your character can hold what your calling demands. And now, the current of wealth is flowing in your direction, not as a reward, but as an activation. What you see unfolding now is not new. It is ancient. It is a promise spoken in timeless dimensions before this lifetime began. You were always meant to rise. You were always meant to lead. You were always meant to break free from financial limits and become a walking example of supernatural abundance. This was always the plan. Even when you didn't know it, God was orchestrating every delay, every pause, every seeming setback to ensure the arrival would be perfect. And now, the money is not just coming. It's already on its way. Carried through dimensions. Birthed through intercession. Sealed with divine approval. There are things being finalized that your physical eyes haven't seen yet. Contracts written in spiritual ink. Checks that bear your spiritual identity. Accounts being restructured by angels assigned to wealth movement. The system is working for you now, not against you. The codes that once rejected your access have been rewritten. What denied you in the past will now welcome you. What overlooked you before will now chase you. Because the energy around your name has changed. The vibration tied to your presence has shifted. And now, you carry the frequency of fulfilled promise. It is no longer a question of if. It is no longer a matter of someday. It is now. This moment. This atmosphere. This season. The money has moved. And that move is not abstract. It is directional. It is intentional. It is aimed at you. There is a release happening in your favor. Silent, but seismic. The kind of shift that heaven celebrates even before earth sees it. The kind of change that can't be undone, because it was not made by man. It was authorized by God Himself. And when He moves, nothing remains the same. Chosen one, take a breath. Not out of exhaustion, but as a sacred pause. Because everything you've been waiting for is in motion. The years of waiting were not in vain. The nights of prayer were not ignored. The sacrifices you made in silence were not wasted. God saw every moment. And now, God is fulfilling every spoken word, every hidden desire, every forgotten dream. The money has now moved. And this time, it's not passing you by. It's coming your way. You don't have to convince the world. You don't have to explain yourself to people who never saw the nights you cried into your pillow, wondering if your breakthrough would ever come. You don't have to plead your case to those who laughed at your vision or questioned your belief in something bigger. You don't even have to validate yourself to the old version of you that once doubted, once feared, once hesitated, because something greater has already validated you. God has already made the decision, and it wasn't a casual one. It was deliberate, complete, and absolute. The money has now moved, and its destination has your name encoded in light. Every rejection was part of the sorting. Every delay was a sacred buffer to keep you from moving before the table was fully prepared. You see, this transfer wasn't just a number on a screen. It's a wealth release that carries weight in unseen dimensions. That's why it had to be protected. That's why the preparation was intense. That's why you couldn't rush it, even when it broke you down. God was aligning details that required a level of precision only divine timing could manage. And now, the green light has flashed in heaven, and the movement has begun. You're stepping into a space where spiritual timing collides with earthly manifestation. This is not a story about luck. It's about orchestration. Divine, undeniable, irreversible orchestration. God did not forget what was promised. He held it in place until you could carry it, until the environment could support it, until the wrong energies around you fell away. Because what's arriving is too sacred to be mishandled. It's not just about you receiving. It's about you becoming. And you have become what the promise required. This wealth that is coming isn't just money. It is layered with miracles. Each coin, each note, each number in the transfer carries the energy of answered prayers, restored dignity, ancestral healing, and divine validation. What's coming has memory. It knows the pain it is replacing. It knows the silence it is now filling. It knows the places inside you that were emptied out just to keep going. That's why it's not just money. It's restoration disguised as provision. And now that it has moved, it's bringing healing in every area it touches. The announcement wasn't made through a trumpet blast in the world. It was released in heaven silently and solemnly. But your spirit heard it. That's why you've been feeling the shift. That's why your dreams have been more vivid, your thoughts more focused, your peace more intense. Something inside you has already received the memo. You've already begun to act like someone whose time has arrived. And that's because it has. The money isn't on its way. It's already moving through the current. It's already clearing the path to you. It's already circling your orbit, waiting for the final moment to land. People may not understand what's happening around you. They may think you're the same person from last year, last month, last week. Let them. They don't know what's been signed in the spirit. They don't know the kind of shift that happens when God says now. They don't know that the favor on your life has changed frequencies, that the terrain beneath your feet has been rerouted for arrival. All they'll see is that things are suddenly working, that doors are opening, that supply is finding you, even when you haven't asked. That's the signature of God on a life that's being rewarded. Your alignment unlocked this. Not perfection, not performance. Alignment. You've been aligning your thoughts, your energy, your intentions, your expectations. You've dared to believe, even while walking through storms. You've dared to hope, even when the noise said hope was dangerous. You've continued to stand in integrity, even when shortcuts were available. And now the universe, under God's command, is responding to your posture. Your hands are about to hold what was once just a vision in your mind. Your account is about to reflect what your heart was already prepared for. You didn't come this far for a trickle. You didn't endure all of that for crumbs. What's arriving is an outpour, a release that breaks the pattern of lack in your bloodline, a shift that echoes through generations. It's not just about this moment. It's about the legacy it births. The transfer that's coming to you has movement in every direction. It lifts you, blesses others, and leaves a trail of transformation behind. You will not receive in silence. You will not live in smallness. God has spoken, and creation must obey. There are people you haven't met yet who are being positioned to be part of this delivery. There are opportunities forming in rooms where your name has never been spoken, until now. There are files, numbers, figures, and systems being updated spiritually so that your arrival into this wealth space is seamless. This isn't a payout. This is placement. God is placing you where wealth knows your presence, where abundance is no longer a visitor, but a resident, where overflow becomes your normal, where asking becomes thanking, where surviving becomes expanding. This is why the waiting was long, because what's arriving isn't just fast cash or fleeting success. It's something established, something royal, something rooted in divine covenant. That kind of wealth can't be rushed. That kind of blessing requires foundation. And now, your foundation has been tested and proved. You are ready, not just in body, but in soul. Not just in faith, but in frequency. Not just in desire, but in destiny. You have arrived into the space where the wealth has also been sent. And now, the two shall meet. It's coming. No, it's here. The money has moved. What was once delayed is now dispatched. What was once postponed is now prioritized. What was once held back is now being held out for you. There's no resistance left in the heavens. The clouds that once shielded the release have broken. The signal has been sent, and you are about to see evidence. Not in whispers, but in undeniable, public, measurable shifts. God is making sure you don't just sense it. You see it. You touch it. You live in it. What a powerful moment this is. It feels like a dream, but it's more real than any moment you've lived through before. Because this time, it's not being teased. It's being released. This time, it's not a test. It's a treasure. This time, it's not potential. It's performance. You're stepping into the scene your spirit has already rehearsed. The wealth is not theoretical anymore. It has form. It has velocity. It has root. And every step you take now is in sync with what's inbound. The voices that tried to drown out your hope can no longer speak in your new season. The energies that tried to confuse your vision can no longer exist in your new frequency. This transfer is sacred, and so is the space around it. You are walking into protected prosperity, into divine coverage, into supernatural backing. You are not going alone. Heaven is moving with you. God is smiling on this moment. This isn't a maybe. This isn't a theory. This is happening. This is now. This is yours. There is a reason the atmosphere around you feels weightless yet charged, like something vast is about to touch ground. There is a reason why time feels different lately, why seconds stretch like hours, and hours pass in a blink. It's because the money has already moved, and your spirit has entered a new dimension before your physical eyes could catch up. You are no longer walking through the patterns of delay. You are now inside the current of delivery. That unseen transaction that moved through realms is now breathing upon your reality. And every particle of creation around you is responding with one truth. It's your time. The banks of heaven have released what has been held. The spiritual warehouse that stored your promise has issued the divine clearance. No more inspection. No more questioning. No more restriction. The abundance that once hovered above your head is now raining upon your life. It's no longer invisible. It's no longer whispered. It is activated, tangible, traceable. And the most extraordinary part is that it's not arriving as compensation. It's arriving as confirmation. You are not being paid back. You are being proved right. What you held onto, while others let go, is now holding on to you. The belief you refused to bury is now delivering the future you foresaw. The hunger you carried when you had nothing to show for it is now feeding you in ways money alone never could. Because what's coming isn't just wealth, it's redemption. Not just in private, but in full view. Those who doubted will be silenced by evidence. Those who laughed will witness the overflow. But this isn't about proving anything to them. This is about proving everything God said about you to be true. Do you feel the tremble beneath your life? That is the ground of your reality, shifting to make room for what is being delivered. You are not in the same location spiritually as you were even yesterday. Each step you take now is anointed with access. Every door that opens now is responding to divine instruction, not man-made effort. It's as if the wealth that's arriving knows exactly who you are. It recognizes your frequency, your soul's signature, your divine identification. That's because it was assigned to you before you were born. It's just catching up now to the you that is ready to carry it. The most stunning part of this whole movement is how naturally it will unfold. After all the years of strain, striving, and spiritual warfare, the shift will feel almost surreal in its ease. Because the battle wasn't for the money. It was for your alignment. It wasn't about chasing riches. It was about becoming the person who could receive them without distortion. And now, you are that person. The test has been passed, not by perfection, but by persistence. And the reward has been released. Not because you forced it, but because you withstood what others could not. There is a sacred hush that enters the soul when heaven starts sending what was promised. It's not noise, it's knowing. You know this is different. You feel it in your bones. The conversations around you are shifting. The opportunities before you are multiplying. Even the thoughts within you are transforming. Scarcity no longer feels familiar. Lack no longer feels safe. Something inside you is expanding with wealth, even before it fully lands. That's because the transfer always begins within. And now that you are internally rich, externally, you will be unstoppable. Every hidden preparation is about to make sense. Every strange delay is about to look like genius. Every loss is about to feel like a necessary pruning. Because this level of abundance does not land on unprepared ground. And now, your life is the garden. The wealth is the rain. And what is blooming from this union will feed generations. There are no more dry seasons. There is no more survival mode. This transfer is permanent, and its arrival marks a new beginning. You've outgrown the old stories, the ones that told you to wait your turn forever, the ones that made you feel guilty for desiring more, the ones that made you shrink so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable around your light. You've released them all, and now the money that's arriving is not coming to a copy of you. It's coming to the real you, the soul God formed before the beginning of time, the one who remembers who they are, the one who carries ancient wealth coded in their DNA, the one who knew all along that they were never meant to chase crumbs. And because of this, what's coming carries no sorrow with it. It won't break you. It won't confuse you. It won't isolate you. It will elevate you. It will expand you. It will connect you with divine alliances and supernatural supply chains. The money has moved in ways that the world can't comprehend. It's not from their banks. It's not from their logic. It's from a realm where promises cannot be broken, where what's spoken must be fulfilled, where the signature of God is on every detail. Let others debate. Let others wonder how. You don't need to explain the wind to those who have never seen the storm you've weathered. What's coming is not a product of persuasion. It's a result of prophecy, a spiritual reality that waited for you to be ready. And now that you are, it can no longer wait. The transfer has cleared. The money has moved. And now, the reality around you must adjust. You are entering rooms built for your legacy. You are walking into fields you didn't plant, but will now harvest. Because God set this up before time began. Chosen one, you are not being rescued. You are being revealed. This movement is not a handout. It's a handover. The wealth is not being delivered to fix your past. It's arriving to fulfill your future. You were designed for this, sculpted for this, selected for this, and now you are stepping into the inheritance that was always yours. The only difference is, now the world will see it too. This is only the beginning, and the sound of this beginning is not thunder or applause. It's the quiet click of a spiritual deposit hitting your life. It's the stillness of a moment that changes everything. It's the movement of heaven saying, now. And now, we continue into the space where not only has the money moved, but the atmosphere itself becomes charged with unstoppable momentum, ready to lift you into a new realm of purpose, provision, and undeniable proof. There's a sound that only your spirit can hear, a quiet but forceful echo that began when the money moved. It is not a sound made by machines, or by voices, or even by nature. It is the sound of divine fulfillment, pushing through dimensions, gathering speed as it travels, preparing to crash into your life, not like a wave, but like destiny arriving precisely on time. This is the sound of your life, transforming from what was once endured to what is now empowered. And this time, it's irreversible. The old gravitational pull has lost its hold on you. Lack cannot call your name anymore. Delay can no longer find your address. Poverty has no spiritual rights over you. Because something has been severed, and something greater has been sealed. When the money moved, it didn't just shift direction, it shifted authority. It no longer resides in the places that dismissed you. It no longer sits in the systems that overlooked you. It's no longer controlled by structures that tried to reduce you. It has been liberated. And now that liberated wealth is heading toward liberated hands. Your hands. You may not see it yet, but your soul already knows what's coming. That stirring in your chest, that warmth in your belly, that clarity in your thoughts. They are not random. They are confirmations. Your body is beginning to adjust to the presence of abundance. The shell of survival is cracking open. The structure of sacrifice is giving way to the overflow of spiritual compensation. Because this is a correction, not just a blessing. God is correcting what was stolen. God is restoring what was withheld. And this restoration has financial form. You are no longer waiting for a breakthrough. You are living inside one. You are not hoping anymore. You are holding the frequency, holding the alignment, holding the vibration that opens gates and shatters old barriers. Because now that the money has moved, nothing around you can remain the same. It's like a divine current has swept through your reality, rearranging the circumstances, updating the contracts, removing the counterfeit, and replacing it with something pure, powerful, and prophetically timed. Your environment is catching up. The people around you can feel it, even if they don't have words for it. There's a new calm in your presence, a new power in your energy, a new assurance in your walk. Because your spirit is now aligned with the wealth that's on its way. There is no more inner conflict, no more confusion. You've stopped questioning whether it's coming, and now you're making space for it. This is when God begins to move the fastest, when your faith stops asking and starts preparing. And that's what you've been doing, even in silence. You've walked through fire without smelling like smoke. You've moved through deserts and still found water. You've stood in storms and still heard divine whispers. You've lived through years where it looked like nothing was happening. But now, everything is happening at once. This is how God moves. Slowly, then suddenly, quietly, then undeniably. You didn't miss your moment. You were being measured for it. And now, the robe fits, the shoes fit, the seat at the table is yours. And with the release of this wealth, something else is happening. Something unspoken, but unstoppable. A divine elevation is lifting you out of places where you were merely tolerated, and into realms where you are celebrated. You won't have to fight for room anymore. The room will be designed around you. You won't have to explain your value. Your presence will announce it. Because now, you carry the signature of divine provision. And that signature cannot be forged, cannot be mimicked, cannot be counterfeited. It's real, it's active, and it's moving through your life like a sacred wind. Everything is aligning with your elevation. Even your memories are shifting. The pain of the past no longer weighs the same. The betrayals no longer sting. The sacrifices no longer ache. Because they have all been transmuted into power, into worth, into divine qualification. You don't look like what you've been through, not because it didn't happen, but because it made you ready. Ready for the type of money that carries legacy. The kind that doesn't disappear, but multiplies. The kind that flows through you, not just to you. The kind that changes narratives and redefines possibilities. There is no force that can reverse this now. Not doubt, not jealousy, not fear, not resistance. The movement is too far gone. The momentum is too strong. The dispatch has already been made in the unseen realm, and the angels assigned to wealth transfer are carrying it out with fierce precision. They are not confused. They are not late. They are not unsure. They are executing God's orders, and God's orders are never void. There are systems being dismantled just to make way for what is coming to you. Old structures are being emptied so that new ones can rise around your name. You are not walking into someone else's leftover blessings. You are walking into territory that was held for you. You are the first, the original, the blueprint. And now that blueprint is becoming a building, a reality, a home for wealth that doesn't expire, doesn't shrink, doesn't break under pressure. Let those who doubted continue to whisper. Their volume will never overpower the roar of divine fulfillment. What's being built around your life now is so solid, so sacred, that no opinion can disturb it. You are no longer reachable by the frequencies of fear and scarcity. The elevation has lifted you. The movement has carried you. The wealth has chosen you. And all that's left is the unveiling. You are about to be seen. And not for who you were, but for who you've always been. Every moment of loneliness, every hour of questioning, every second of silence, they were all witnesses to your becoming. And now, heaven is rewarding that silence. The quiet rooms you sat in are about to become the loudest testimonies. The solitude you endured is about to echo with celebration. Because this wealth is not arriving in secret. It is arriving in sight, in clarity, in fullness. Not a portion, not a hint, the whole thing. The money has moved. The evidence is about to hit your timeline, your home, your body, your environment. Everything that touches you now will be touched by abundance. Not because you asked for too much, but because you asked in alignment. And when alignment meets timing, there is no limit to what can pour through. This is that kind of moment. The kind that defines a life. The kind that shifts an entire future. And you, chosen one, are not standing on the edge of it anymore. You are inside of it.